So the session objectives are to apply key lessons from the post-endoscopy upper GI cancer, which we are calling PUGIC, audit to improve cancer detection and clinical practice in endoscopy, learn practical strategies to minimize the risk of missed cancers in endoscopy services through systemic changes, observe techniques for conducting thorough upper GI examinations in patients with atrophic gastritis, and analyze post-endoscopy GI cancer cases to identify challenges and improve service delivery.
I'm Tomáš Tornai, and I'm going to present you a case of a 57-year-old gentleman with a history of type 2 achalasia that was a decade ago. For that, he underwent a laparoscopic halar myotomy 10 years ago, which resulted in a symptom-free period of almost 10 years. After that, he developed recurrent symptoms, and another high-resolution manometry confirmed the recurrence of a type 2 achalasia with an IRP of above 40 millimeter mercury. For that, he underwent a POEM that completely resolved his dysphagia, but after a while, he sought medical advice several times for reflux symptoms. Lately, the latest one was in June, when we increased his dose of PPI to 2 times 40 and also gave famotidine, which resulted in a symptom-free period.
Yeah, so I think that you highlighted one very important thing with regard to squamous cell esophageal cancer. We found it as well in national audit in Poland that it's a critical thing, and there is a very, very simple solution to that. Just switch on a blue light, which has, I mean, we have evidence behind that it increases the chance or likelihood of detecting early esophageal cancer, squamous esophageal cancer, which is the trickiest one probably of all.
No, I completely agree, Mikkel. I mean, when you're examining the esophagus, if you turn on the blue light, squamous lesions are so much easier to see with the blue light imaging rather than with white light imaging. So these are the surveillance PUGIC, and one of the key things that comes out of this is that there is some historical data from England to show that dedicating endoscopists and lists sessions to Barrett surveillance with people who are committed and interested in Barrett's results in better outcomes. So you can see some data from 2017 from London, where they found that they detected more dysplasia and more cancer when they did this compared with an historical cohort. And we've got some data from the audit to show similar findings as well. So you can see on the left that the majority of these PUGIC in Barrett's patients were in centres that did not do dedicated lists, and a minority in ones that did. And then if you look on the right, what you can see is that the cancers were lower stage in centres that had dedicated lists and higher stage in centres that did not have dedicated lists, showing the benefit of this. And again, when they were reviewed, they're more likely to be preventable in centres that had dedicated lists and less likely in centres that did not have dedicated lists. Image enhancement we've talked about a couple of times in the session already, and again we could see an association with this here. So if you used image enhancement during your Barrett surveillance endoscopy on the report, you're more likely to find a stage 1 cancer, and if you didn't use it, the cancer was more likely later when it presented to be a stage 2 or greater cancer. And again, there was an association with the review of the review on preventability as well. So they're more likely to be less likely to be preventable if you'd use the blue light imaging during the endoscopy or acetic acid.